I'm here with Brent, man. How you feeling, Coach?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Alhamdulillah. Caleb Plant says that he looks and feels, and this is the best camp he ever had. How do you feel about that?
It's certainly the best camp we've had together. Definitely the best camp we've had together. Over the last couple of years, I probably spent about over 30 weeks with him, and this camp was the best camp we had together. We kind of bumped heads on how long the camp should be. I believe if you're in shape, camp should be no longer than 8 weeks. You start overcooking, but he likes longer camps. This camp, I've been here about 9 weeks because the guy got hurt, got cut, so we had to kind of, we've trained about 8 weeks though. We've trained 8 weeks. And so he's been perfect. He got a good strength and conditioning coach that keep him in good shape in between fights. And him and his dad work in between fights. So when I get out here, I don't want to have to worry about weight and stuff. I just worry about staying sharp. So I know you from the East Coast too. Guys in Vegas, they don't spar all the time, man. You know what I mean? They only spar when they got fights. East Coast cities, Philly, DC, we spar all the time. So guys stay sharp all the time. I'm not used to a guy, because in this era, you only fighting once a year, once every 8-9 months. So you don't, how you gonna not spar when you only have a fight? I don't believe in that. So that's one of the things I had to change with him. Like, bro, you need to spar. You don't got to spar killer for 4 rounds, a couple of days a week, just to keep your eyes sharp. That shit will take you a long way. So now I'm like, and then in camp, you don't got to overpress. You don't got to go so hard because you're already ready to go. So that's the one thing we changed, and it's been working out good.
Is that a testament to his work ethic, the way that he stays? Like you said, he works with his dad. He has a strength and conditioning. He stays in the gym. He wants a longer camp. Is that a testament to his work ethic? Do you see that come over into his work when you finally make it to the camp?
But the word camp gets overused. It's your job as a fighter to just stay in at least respectable shape. You can't walk around peeking out, but it's your job to stay about 75-80% of your shape. You know what I mean? So I don't even really like using the formalities like camp. It's like you're supposed to be in shape. That's all I can say. Like, your body is supposed to be in shape. That's the one job you have, is to stay physically fit to fight.
You say a lot of things I agree with, but that one hit home. I really agree with that. What do you think about this era of boxing? You just touched on it a little bit, but do you think fighters should be more active, should be getting 3-4 fights a year at this high level? Or do you think that social media has really changed the game?
I don't like the inactivity. And anything as far as skill, repetition makes it better. So you're not going to get better staying out of the ring. But that's way above my pay grade. That got something to do with the networks and how the guys get paid. But I just don't believe in, like, once a year, once every 2 weeks. That's ridiculous. 4 fights in a year is hard, to be honest. But 2 to 3 is reasonable. You know what I mean? But I don't have nothing to do with that, man. I just got to get guys ready. Because you ever notice that the sharpest you are is when you're a prospect coming up, or when you fight in those amateur tournaments where you fighting 3-4 times in 3 or 4 days. You know why? Because you're a fight team. So that's why guys see their growth, and then they in the pros and they wonder why they're not getting no better, because they're not fighting. The only way you can get better is if you got a trainer that you listen to, and y'all got an exact program that you're doing in between fights, and you're real dedicated. Because if not, you're gonna be stale. And I think that's why this era don't produce as many great fighters, because these guys get stale because they don't fight enough, and then on top of not fighting enough, they don't do the right things outside the gym, and then you get stale. And it's not all of their fault. It's hard to stay in the gym where you don't have nothing to look forward to. So it's not always the fighter's fault. It's like the system of boxing is like weird now.
What do you think about the main event, Canelo and Berlanga? How you see that fight playing out? Can you break it down?
I think it's a good fight. I think Berlanga's gonna fight hard. I think he's a puncher, and he's young, and he's, young guys who never lost, they got a different kind of confidence because they believe they're a little bit invincible. So I believe that it's going to be a good fight, especially early. But Canelo's the truth, bro. That's a great fighter. Whether people want to acknowledge it or not, he's a great fighter. He got a great chin. He got great defense. He's real calm. He's a master counterpuncher. He's only this big, and he's fighting super middleweights. So at a certain point, I just believe his class and pedigree will take over. Being in the ring with a guy that good, that burn you out mentally. You know what I mean? Just being in the ring with somebody that good like that. So I think it might look competitive early, but like 6, 7, 8, where he's making him pay for little things. I'm sure you know you spar like a super good guy, like a guy, I don't know if you ever sparred him, but somebody like Usyk or somebody that good, it start making you mentally fatigued when you in the ring with somebody of that class. People don't understand that part of boxing. Just being in the ring with somebody like the Canelos, the Crawfords, the Inoues, they making you pay for every mistake, the little feints, the little nuances. It drives you crazy mentally just to be in there with them. And you see that all the time in sparring, where you'll get like a real young good guy, right? And he'll be in the ring with the great pro. The first 4 rounds might look even in the gym, and everybody like, oh man. But you let them spar 8 or 10 rounds, and you see what happened down the stretch. That pro that know what he's doing, he'll start wearing their ass out. That's how I feel about a guy like Canelo. I think the first 4 rounds is going to look even, but as time go on, you start pulling away. That's what them great fighters usually do. Floyd do it all the time. You can be even with him early. But 5, 6, 7, 8, and when he start getting cooking, that's when class shows over time. So I think that's what we're going to see this fight. The class of Canelo will show over time.
4 or 5 years from now, who is the face of boxing?
That's a good question. I don't know if it'd be the face, but I think Jerron Ennis will be the best fighter.
Pound for pound?
Yeah.
I appreciate your time today. It was my last question. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Brad.